Morning, folks. Morning. Back at it. Wednesday morning, midpoint of the week. Okay, backside of the week coming Thursday, Friday. So we need to be thinking about what we've done, what we're achieving this week, where we're trying to go, and where we might have a bit of a cool off on the run because we've had a big push up. But before we do that, you need to go through your own checklist. All right. Yesterday, unless you were long early, was probably a bit of a tricky day for you. Either like me, you sat out and you watched it do everything without you, or you probably got chopped up. All right. So if you got chopped up, you need to have a look at yourself today. Make sure you're fit and able to trade. Make sure you're right in the right headspace to come to the charts today. Do not be revenge trading. Do not try and make up for all your losses in your first trade. Same rules apply always. Just slowly get back into it. Slowly digging away into the charts. Okay, slowly digging away. All right, we're going to start off on the daily like we always do. Again, here's last week's close. Here's where we're opening up. All right, monster. 1,200 points higher right now. Tapping into top Bollinger. 5 days moving up. Top Bollinger's moving up. Very healthy. Good. This is what you want to see for a big old bull run. Okay, is location good though? Let's just look left, make sure I'm on the right chart. Here's where we got stuck. Here's where bulls are trapped. All right, and this was the breakdown level. So we're returning into where they got stuck. Do we want to be buying up here? No, the only way I'd buy up here is if we do this for a while. Okay, so that means we're buying high of week, all right, high of month, and not too far away from high of year and all-time highs. So a 4 or 5% push will get us there. It's crazy, but it will. All right, so need to be careful. Location, not good. Momentum for bulls, very good. All right, so they're not necessarily in alignment. What would be the best location? Well, ideally, we'd get a big old juicy pullback down to there, but it doesn't look like it wants to do it, does it? So we're going to have to look on slightly lower time frame charts to see where we're at. So let's have a look at the hourly and make a plan out. Hourly, you can see yesterday built out point of control up very high. All right, so we built out this kind of bull flag. All right, and then yesterday we make that move up overnight. We come back with that big sell-off, and we're now trading back upside again. All right, and we made new highs, and we're now consolidating again. The question is this another flag to go? Okay, is it like a slanted quasi to go? The danger today is, if you're playing up high, is the failed breakout. All right, the danger today is a push that fails. It might even peek through, but that comes back into this range. That is the danger. Same as this guy right here, because you've got lots of liquidity built out here. If bulls can't sustain this kind of move here, okay, and we come back into range, that is the kind of place that they get trapped in. All right, remember, most participants are breakout buyers. There's no way I want to be a breakout buyer up here. Even if it goes without me, there's no way I'm doing it. So if we do that and pull back into range, we're building this out to be used later for a reprice down here. All right, all the time we're holding this, though, we can just keep doing this kind of thing here. All right. If we look at the TPO above, and you can see yesterday it was like a double day. All right, built up demand, pushed up, created some supply, moved down, and we're basing here. So still basing above point of control. Very key. Bulls will remain in control. If we move it to a regular trading hours TPO, let this adjust, you can see yesterday was P-shape. All right, that's bullish. The only time it's bearish is if we gap down under it. All right, so until we get underneath, view up underneath, let's just call it 21,200, really, we're technically bullish. All right, we're technically bullish from a TPO standpoint. All right, so just don't be too bearish too quickly is what I'm trying to say. If the bears are going to step in, it will become nice and obvious. It will be a counter trend until it proves otherwise. In the lower time frame, you can see Globex has been a tricky one. All right, Globex, here's previous day close. We had that profit taking into close yesterday, right at the close, final 10 minutes. We close here. Globex sweeps underneath, grinds all the way back up, comes all the way back down, sweeps, comes all the way back up. So we've got possibly one of these expanding the range, all right, where we get rotation and we keep trapping until enough people are built into it. You need to be careful of these, all right? This is what happens when you get sort of toppy action. They need to build. If bulls want to take control, they need bears stuck. They need bears stuck to go higher. If bears want to take control, they need bulls stuck to go lower. And that's why we can build this expanding range. So just be aware of the kind of range we're in. This is, yes, we're in a bullish market. Absolutely. Every time frame is bullish, but we're up very, very high. Might well need to build some liquidity. And tomorrow is a big day. All right. Powell and talks tomorrow. Let's move to the mag because I want to show you we are a mixed bag. Before we get that, let's have a quick look at the VIX. A little bit of a push up today. So you can see yesterday, VIX built a bit of a W down here. All right, if we hold 18s today and we won't let go of it on the VIX and it starts trying to do this move up here, the market, the Qs, etc., will roll over. Okay, we get that move on the QQQ. So just be aware of that on the VIX. Your 18s are absolutely key today on the VIX. Have a quick look at the mag. You'll see what I mean by a mixed bag. Apple, gapping down. Trying to get a push pre-market now back towards where it closed yesterday, but it gapped down overnight. It's bullish consolidation, absolutely, against these levels, but it did gap down. Microsoft, gapping down, all right? These are tricky. If we stay heavy versus this, there's a chance for Microsoft want to come and back test some of these levels. That's very similar to the Qs right now. Amazon. Bullish consolidation as long as it's holding this. All right, here's your pivot. Strong low, strong high, pull back. If it can do this, bullish. If it gets stuck, bearish back down to retest. This is what I mean. We're midpoint. There's your high, there's the low. That's where we're trading at. Very tricky. Don't expect like easy moves this morning. Let it make its decision. Goog, that is more like bullish consolidation, but it needs to break that previous day high and get back into this range. Failure to do so, you would think about a fib. Those of you trading Goog, you're in the golden zone, all right? Meta, gapping up, looks good. That is what you want to see for bullish consolidation. Strong from Meta, looks very good. Above previous day high. Nvidia, gapping up. Again, bullish consolidation. There's previous day high. Gapping up all the time, we're holding this. Potential to do this. Failure of 131s. Let's just call it 130s. Those were key yesterday. Kept talking about the under over. Failing under here. Rotation. Tesla, same kind of levels. All right. Here's your old highs. Held pre-market. Gapping up. It's looking to expand. Failure will be like this. All right. You don't need to be early. You can see don't need to be early to the short. You can wait for it. If it's going to offer it today, tomorrow, Friday, Monday, it will become obvious. You do not need to be the first in. All right, do not need to be the first in. Okay. I'll give you some of the levels on the SPYs and the QQQ for those of you trading ETFs. All right, your previous day highs become key. All right, they are key, definitely on the spiders. You can see we rejected up there twice yesterday, twice this morning already. We get through that, 590 is the pivot, 590 up to 591.5. Through that, we're going 593.4. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at on the spiders. QQQ, watching to see if we hold a bid into 587. Sorry, that's SPY. I haven't marked this out. That'll be why I can't see it. 1 second. Let's mark this out. That afternoon pullback, I'd say. Can we hold bids into 516s, 516.50s down to PDC 515.50s? Needs to find a bid there. Failing to find a bid there and a drive out to make a new high will cause it to get stuck. Remember, buyers get stuck when we don't make new highs. All right, when we don't make new highs. Bears get stuck when we don't make new lows. The other thing I want to say is there is a spoofer on the tape this morning. He's been here all morning since 6 a.m. Sorry, 9 a.m. I'm looking at my clock. 6 a.m. Right, he was at where we are now, 30s as a seller, and then he was at 40s and 45s and 60s. He's a 400 lot, and he keeps moving up, and he hasn't been filled once. All right, so we've got a spoofer on the tape. Bid on the tape is down at 21,310, 100 lot down there right now. All right, so you're just watching. This will be key. All right, previous day high and Globex will be key. If we fail here, a rotation is possible. If we build out here, they can squeeze. You have to be careful taking these moves today. All right, I'd almost rather the short today in many ways, but I'd rather we blow everyone out and then offer the short. But let's just see what we get here. It's like we said, we've got a mixed bag. We're holding highs, we're building range. Got to be careful. Got to be careful. All right, let's get through the morning shout outs. Plenty of time. Hopefully no issues with the mic or anything like that. All right, good morning. Donna Smith, Miguel, Jake and Up One, John Dennis, Chris, Mark, Ramus, Marek, Jeff, Thumper, TR, DK, Brandon, Richard, Clint, JD Florida Man, Indicator, Leron, Christy W, Vince S, Mike, Aga, Go for Hill, Ashpool, JJ, Capt, Emmett, Andrus, Raphael, Trentry, MC Rod, Juan Carlos, Array, Mindful Matters, Zach, Nick, Moore, Vincent, Minix, Gus, Kim W, and Darren. Good morning, everyone. Jay Nash, good morning. Good morning, good morning. If you're new here, welcome aboard. All right, I'm here Monday to Friday from pre-market all the way into lunch. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below nice and early. Let's get the stream up to 100 likes nice and early. And if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Here every single day, Monday to Friday. And if you really like what you see, it's definitely getting longer. I'm going to have to stop doing it soon. And if you really like what you see, that link up above me, you can check that out. You can check out my 20-hour on-demand course, which comes with the indicators and lifetime access to my Discord, where I call trades out or talk about what I'm looking in the market when I'm not on stream. Morning, Brad. Morning, Ken. Morning, Brands. I don't know what OF is, I'm afraid. Sorry. Probably showing my age there. No idea what that is. Okay, how long we got here? 2 minutes until the open market. Starting to get a little bit weaker here. Drifting down back towards that lower time frame. Algo, really... Oh, order flow, sorry. I use Bookmap. That's just level 2. What are we seeing here? Kazakhstan, oil output. Jefferson, I think, has finished talking now. So dip back down into previous day point of control. This was a big level yesterday. You can see it here. And overnight. All right, we battled over, under, failed, over, under, over, and back to it. It's a big level. Big part of me is saying look for shorts today, but there's nothing in here to say that I should be looking for shorts yet. So I'm trying to erase that from my brain and wait to see what this market presents. Don't do the move before the open. Come on, folks. Hey, Coop. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope the Airbnb's going okay. I know you're moving at the moment. We miss having you in here and the Discord. Hope you're doing good. Where is my water bottle, which I just filled up? Bear with me. Open coming up. Need this water. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. Here comes the bell. And you can see straight away mixed bag on the mag. Apple, Microsoft down. Everything else green on the mag. Strongest ones, Tesla and Nvidia. What a drive here at the open. Big old drive out. Big old drive out. And like we said, point of control key, previous day high, Globex high, and supply overnight. I want to see if we go and take all those in the opening drive and start to fail. That would be fairly telling, I'd say. So liquidity up there at 360 right now. That's the guy who's been spoofing all morning. So let's see if he's just looking to get filled in the morning drive. This can still be bullish consolidation. Remember, you've got to be very careful today. Absolutely be bullish consolidation. So testing into previous day high. Watching the ES, watching the VIX, watching everything. Does Ninja Trader have point of control? I'm sure if you pay for, I can't remember what it's called in Ninja, but basically the data, I'm sure it will have all of those things for you, yes. Very close to previous day high here. Already through previous day high. I want to see how we act into Globex, how we act above the Globex, or if we get stuck into and before these levels. Market going green now other than Apple. Starting to see sellers there. So starting to see some sellers in front of that 360. Be very careful playing a breakout today if I was you. This market will run out of steam at some point. We're very, very bullish, but at some point it will require a bit of a pullback. And so far we cleared out these internal highs, getting stuck up here. I want to see if we can clear this out and fail, or if we get stuck before it. Ideally, if I'm going to think about a short rotation, I'd want to see something like this. If I'm going to think about a long continuation, I'd want to see something like this. Remember, all the news this morning has been very, very bullish. Amazon now gone red. All right, we're starting to clear out. Are we going to get into this guy? Is he real? 400 lot right here, right now. Yep, he got filled. All right, that was a legit seller up there. So we're through him. We are like a runaway train right now. And maybe we come for those daily highs into 400s. Very close to one. I think that's 385 and then 417s. Tapping into supply up here. So market remains bullish, bullish consolidation, bullish range. It's just hard to be a buyer up high right now, but holding point of control pre-market. Let's just see what they do up here. This is where I'm interested in how we act. If we're going to get a consolidation to go higher, or if we're just squeezing everyone out and then it's going to blow all the shorts out and then roll over. Those are a couple things in my mind right now. He got filled. Yeah, he moved it 3 times pre-market, but he actually got filled. There's now an 800 lot at 375, but he did get filled. Can see him on the session volume profile. He got filled at 360, the 400 lot. And we have an 800 lot up at 375 now. ES failing to get up to highs so far this morning. So relative weakness in the ES. Amazon trying to go green here. It's hovering around its previous day close. I'm not in anything here, folks. Didn't trade this open push. I want to see what we do when it settles down. Coming right into the top Bollinger Band. Hopefully we can drive out, take out some of the daily liquidity. We have a little bit of an imbalance, I'd say, from sort of 430s up to 650s. The higher we squeeze, the more I'm interested in the short. If we don't squeeze and we consolidate, the more I'm going to be interested in the long. And that 800 lot also got filled there. These are all legit orders. All right, 800 lot also got filled. Maybe they want to come for 400s, I don't know. ES maybe wants to get to up to previous day high as well. It's possible. Yeah, ES trying to get up to previous day high now. Let's see how we act if and when we take that liquidity. Q's very, very strong. Q's very, very strong this morning. All of the mag about to go green. Mag all green now. I'd say we're in a sort of a euphoria phase right now of this market. Not much liquidity left on. There's a small seller, 60 odd lot up at 425, and then a 75 lot up at 500. But this feels like euphoria to me. You want to be careful if they're going to do a clear out and fail, or if they're going to pull back and start to hold. ES did take out overnight high, couldn't get up to previous day high. Jumping around here a little bit. VIX under PDC right now, into and around those key levels. Remember, 18s on the VIX are going to be key. If it finds a bid in and around low 18s down to, yeah, even 18 flat, then and starts going upside on the VIX, then the market probably goes risk off. If we start dying under 18s, then this market can keep squeezing. It's crazy, but markets can squeeze far longer than you would think. Always the way. Morning volume very, very strong to the upside. So ES trading into that 592.5. Previous day high right now, 5.927. So it's almost there. And how we act beyond that will be key. VIX so far finding a bid. All right, I found a bid this morning at 18.11. Very, very small, but it's trying to see if it can get back above PDC here, I would say. So here's the 400s on the NQs. Can we get through 400s, and do they just start putting in a giant squeeze higher, or is this game over now? Remember, we'd need a retest into here. If bulls are going to hold this, they would need a retest into here to pick up. If they don't, all right, if we start to rotate, then it's a failed move higher, failed break. Like I said, I'd be very careful with breakouts today. Very, very careful with breakouts today for that reason. Move this into a 1 minute for you all. I'd like to see ES get through previous day high, and then we can make a decision. They're going to pull back and hold here and think about a long, but I'm really thinking that they're going to have a bit of a cool off here. Especially ES has had 3 drives up from the pre-market into now, making new highs and failing. Can't get through previous day high. We can wait for that opening range. Remember, on the daily, we've almost taken the liquidity that we need to take. I'd say that last wick is sort of 417s, very close. But the if you're wondering what I'm looking at there, I'm looking back at Wednesday, the 26th of February. I want to see if we take that liquidity. We are stuck right now in the daily Bollinger Bands as well. Remember, we can't just keep expanding and expanding and expanding. We don't go straight up. We need consolidation. We did have consolidation from yesterday to today at the highs. It is bullish consolidation. There's no doubt about it. But do the buyers run out of steam? Apple now going red on the day. Amazon going red on the day. Do these lot get stuck up here? Sellers coming in there. This market struggling to get above 400. I'd like one more shove higher before I think about a short. If we're going to consolidate down here, I will consider a long, but I really don't like it. I'm going to be honest. I really don't like buying this high up on the third day of a push out after a gap up 1,200 points higher. It's not my ideal scenario. I'd much rather have a short play today or a rotation, just a consolidation. But hey, what I want and what the market does, like we say, don't always align. Here goes the VIX into 1820. If it starts recovering through PDC and starts building out a possible break out of this downtrend, then the market will probably go risk off. So I'm watching that carefully. We found a bid at 1809 this morning. We are bouncing up to 1822. If we break 1822, well, let's call it 1823 PDC, we can trade up to 1830. If we break that, we break the structure on a 5-minute, and then we drift upside. So it's big levels right now. They're going to have to make some decisions. Trading back down into Globex here on the market. Back to flow zones. Everything's still bullish so far, but if it's a failed breakout, it will be telling. One thing I don't like is that ES left previous day high. We swept it on this market. We did not take it on the ES. So a little bit tricky there in terms of divergence. Holding Globex so far, this yellow line. I'm going to get rid of this. We don't need this now. If pops start to fail here, it would be obvious. Otherwise, this can be the pullback that they're going to start buying on the flow zones and Globex. Let's just give it a chance. We're still early here. We're only 10 minutes into the day. Amazon, 1/4% down now. Green to red. Rest of the market looking okay, but cooling off a bit. Tesla 1.71% up. Nvidia 2.89% up. And remember that 130 going to be key on Nvidia. Meta 1/3% up. Google 1.31% up. We are now testing Globex. We're going to test previous day high here. It's going to start to become key. It's starting to look more and more like the possibility of a failed breakout here. I would like one more drive up to fail just to prove to me. I don't want to short in the middle of this range. I will need to see a drive up and a failure. And really, it would have been really nice for ES to drive up and take out previous day high. Remember, we can still hold here. We're still on Globex. We're still on flow zones. These are still green. Everything's still green because we're still bullish. Don't need to be early to the short. Can still go higher and higher and higher and higher. Dehydrated this morning. And these pops are going to start to fail here. Bulls will need a new high here to take control. Failure to get that, they'd be in trouble. Still an order at the book around 420s. Buyers still down at 312s. They're trying to build this out to go higher. The question is, do they get stuck? Right, we're not looking for short yet. It would need to get stuck and then offer one of these. And ideally under here is a safer bet. Like I said, wasn't expecting an easy day today. We're right on Globex highs right now. Can still base here if it wants. All right, can absolutely base it. You can see this is a key level. Going to require patience today. PDH here. So that pop looked like it's starting to fail now. Sellers coming in heavier here now. I want to be careful. I don't want to get trapped, but I am going to look for sells soon if it starts to break down and show me. Holding deep pullback flow zones. I want things to start shifting. Got to be careful. ES coming into structure where it's been buying off recently, coming into VWAP as well. They can still hold that. That can be a morning dip that they want to buy if they're not looking to buy high rotation. VIX breaking through PDC, breaking through 1829 now. So this is what I'm talking about with the VIX. It's finding bids here on the VIX and starting to drive upside. If the VIX is going to get going here, this market's going to get weak, very quickly. Starting to join this now. Oh, am I wrong? Hang on. Wrong ATM on. There we go. To cancel that order because I realized I had the wrong ATM on. All right, to VWAP here on the ES. Let's see if it gets a bid off this or if we're going straight flush through now. Beautiful. In this short, looking for continuation if it will allow me. Down to the bottom side of this opening range. Right into the New York Open here, into previous day point of control. If we start letting go of that, then everyone above it is going to be trapped. All those buyers above it are going to be trapped. So we have the chance to trade down to PDC here if it really wants to, and make sure ES stays heavy versus its VWAP if you're going to look for a continuation. These are not easy trades, folks, all right? I'm not going to pretend that they're really easy. These are going to be hard trades this morning because we're in bullish range with a failed breakout. It can turn very, very quickly and go back upside if it wants. You've got to manage yourself because we're counter trend. We're playing counter trend short. We're playing the higher time frame short. Beautiful. Through VWAP, moving my stop down, protecting New York Open if possible. Expanding the opening range. ES looks good. 3 drives and fails. Got to be careful as we start to get into areas where we found bids and consolidation. So trying to hold this short for a little bit longer. Pulled some off into that opening range and New York low. Oh, didn't put New York level on for you, did I? Sorry about that, team. Right here, New York. Which we just found a bid off. Okay, I need to see it stay heavy on drives up. If it reclaims this level, why does it do it? Come on, TradingView. If it reclaims this, I'm not interested. As long as we stay heavy versus that, I'm looking for continuation short. Still slamming lower. I actually want a drive up to sell into at the moment to get some more size on. Starting to trail now because I don't want to give too much back. I need a drive up, and we're coming to close the gap here on the spiders and the ES. They're coming into previous day close based on cash. Okay, so expect potentially a little bit of a bounce here. If you don't see one, then we're going to go all the way back down to those pre-market lows. Slicing through it so far. I'd like to see a drive higher to sell into right now. I don't want to be too biased in the day because I've got to remember that this can just be a pullback. Come on, you gotta come and give me something to get into here. Come on, market. Just having to trail and trail and trail and trail. It's disappointing. All right. Coming into PDC here on the market, on the NQ as well. QQQ's not quite there. Look at the VIX. VIX was the clue, wasn't it? Held 18s. Look where it is now. Okay, finding a bit of a bid off PDC here. So we've closed the gap and we've been efficient. Remember, they can buy back off this if they want. This is where we closed yesterday. So if they want to buy off this for the rest of the day, they can. I'm still going to look for a drive up to fail. I'm going to watch VWAP closely. Let's get an anchor on as well on that opening print. Okay, very, very high right now. PDC here. ES looks like it wants to stay heavy right now. Need to drive up to get more size on. VIX 1870s approaching. Gap fill completed. Watching VWAP here and New York Open very, very carefully. Remember, gap fill completed. This can go back bullish if it wants. Here's the retest of the opening range. Everything's in and around this area now. I want to see if sellers come back in here or not. Two big wicks down there on a 1 minute. You've got to be careful. So far, protecting that opening range, protecting VWAP. Are we going to start to break down here and go for new lows and take out PDC? That's the question I'm currently asking. I want to see it break down. Beautiful. Can we keep going here? Can we build out this bear flag and keep going here versus these levels? This for this to come back down into this right now. Reclaiming this, I'd be very careful. ES staying heavy though, which is a good look. Meta not too far away from going green to red. I think we've got a chance to really start going lower here. Can we stay heavy though? Breaking down, needs to get through. Remember, we need a breaker structure for shorts to be comfortable. If they don't get this breaker structure of the lows, that's where they will get stuck. All right, remember, we're in bullish consolidation. If shorts do not get a breaker structure of the lows, that's where they will get stuck. It's always the same thing. So dehydrated. No breaker structure of those lows. Driving back up towards VWAP and New York Open now. Testing that orb. Finding a bid in this market. Big drive out there. So shorts probably added really heavy at the lows, getting squeezed out. Can afford a bit of a squeeze out here. ES might come all the way back for VWAP. Like I said, do not expect this to be an easy day for you. 910s was really, really key yesterday on the ES. It might be key again today. New hourly bar coming in 10 minutes here, folks. So reclaiming PDCs across the boards. We never quite closed the gap on QQQ, interestingly. Stayed efficient, found bids. And ES looks like it wants to try and get to VWAP. We are trading in and around VWAP right now. Maybe a little squeeze out. If we make new lows, then all these bulls trying to bid it back up get stuck. Watching ES on this transition on that last candle. 906 and 904s on the ES seem to be kind of key. 910s upside, obviously. Bids on the tape here at 300 and sort of 270s. Apple trying to find a bit of a bid. Market's trying to find a bit of a bid. Remember, we're in bullish consolidation. We expect nasty moves. It's building liquidity. We had one short. We got down to low-hanging fruit PDC. We didn't get lower than that. It is what it is. We wait now. If it wants to build to go all the way back up, it will. Have to respect the levels. I'm still leaning short until it proves otherwise, but you have to respect the levels. Watching this now if we're going to start breaking down after trapping these bulls moving upside. 300 key here. Beautiful. All right, adding back in now, looking for rotation lower. I want to see us break and stay heavy versus 300 and break PDC, and for a trade next level down to 245s, and then I can really hold in for a bigger move. Looking good. Moving my stop down a little bit here. Get under PDC. PDC is going to be key. Taking a bit of a partial out into this move. Looking good. Watching carefully as well for QQQ for a reaction if it closes its gap. All right, if Q's close the gap, you've got to be proactive to it. Remember, bears get caught if we don't break this. I'm looking for this to start breaking down and getting us into here is the next point. If we reclaim this, then again, I won't stick short. I'll be thinking about maybe even bullish rotation back up. But right now, just managing small size, taking partials out at the lows. Some of the market's starting to go red, which is nice if we can time this. But Meta's doing a dance, green to red to green, green to red to green. Amazon 0.5% down, Apple 0.25% down. Come on, can we get continuation here? ES getting banged up against PDC. Come on, let's get some continuation. Come on. Staying heavy versus 300s. Let's break this structure at the lows. Be careful here. You know that they keep fishing down here. You can see all the wicks down there. There is a ton of wicks down here for a reason. They keep fishing in front of PDC. They're trying to hold the bid there. You have to respect it. The market is showing you it doesn't want to break lower than that for now. Doesn't mean it can't, just for now. Come on, let's get it. Let's break this down and get into 50s and 45s. Lovely. Partial here, moving my stop a little bit more aggressively now that we're sweeping, just in case they sweep and turn back upside. Stop now, 307s. QQQ getting close to filling its gap. Didn't quite get there on the Qs. We traded down to 515.76. Gap fill on the Qs would be 515.59. Is it good support? I mean, the structure is here. Like, can it hold it? Maybe. Is the momentum good? Would I want to be a buyer down here with this kind of bearish momentum? No. If we can do something like this, I'll be a buyer. Or if we can go like this, I'll be a buyer. If they really want to hold it. But right now, momentum's very bearish. So I'm not trying to guess the bottoms. All right, you can see flow zones, candles, they're all red. Higher time frames building liquidity, lower time frames in a sell. Definitely not buying that. Yeah, still managing the trade, Crawford. My stop is at 307.50s right now. Look at the VIX. Beautiful. Coming up to previous day high here on the VIX. Can VIX get up to 1886? This is what I was looking for on the VIX today. I said, looked like it done a bit of a W yesterday, basing over it. Offering that drive higher would offer a risk-off environment, or at least a cooling down environment in the market. All right, driving back up. So see how we go here. Knocks me out here. Don't mind re-entering if needed. But want to be careful because we did sweep PDC. I'm surprised we left it on the Qs. But happy to get back in if need be. Locking in some good money here this morning though. Fantastic. Retesting that New York Open and VWAP. Remember, we never got back up to VWAP on the ES for that full retest, and we never quite closed the gap on QQQ. I'd want to see if the VIX can hold a bid around 1855, 1850s. All right, that's going to be key on the VIX. NQ finding some relief here. Apple now going green. Only one red on the day now, Amazon. All right, so I'm flat right now, just waiting. Remember, we can go back bullish here quite easily. Make sure you're zooming out. What are the higher time frames doing? We are in consolidation. Here is a failed breakout. Like I said, I don't want to trade breakouts today. If we get under here, potentially lower, we can also trap under here, potentially go higher. So far, we're buying off this and selling on failed breakouts. So respecting the chart in front of me. See money, take money environment. If this wants to squeeze all the way back up, okay, if this is a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high, it can be one. All right, if we fail, we're going to come and clean these guys out. Just trying to respect the chart in front of me right now. ES, big rejection off VWAP there, okay? Q's back to VWAP. That is a big rejection off VWAP there on the ES. Does it hold PDC now? QQQ, big rejection off VWAP as well. Market selling against VWAP right now. Sellers are in control so far in the New York session after a failed breakout of the highs. Okay, we had a failed breakout of the highs on the NQ and the QQQ. VIX finding a bid at 1850 like we talked about as well. Lots of you watching today, do me a favor, hit that like button for me if you're not already subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. I'm just waiting now for the next setup to see if we're going to offer a resell back down or if we're going to hold PDC on the ES and trap sellers in at lows, trying to respect it because we're starting to reclaim the opening range levels. So not fully biased right now, just trying to let it shake out, build the next level of liquidity out. If we can do a 2 drive and start to fail, all right, if we go 1, 2 and start to fail here, I'll consider it. Right, if we start to just reclaim this, then we're going to go bullish rotation back up. Just sort this screen out because I can't see too much light coming through. Right now, ES is stuck between VWAP and PDC. Sorry. Yeah, if we're going to do a 2 leg, 1 and 2, and start to fail, I'll think about backside. If we're just going to build this channel and start to rotate and eventually reclaim and squeeze, then we can think about that. Just know that you're playing the midpoint of the range right now in the day. Not ideal scenario. But ES cannot get through its VWAP. You can use that 510, 511 that we were talking, 510? 910, 911 that we were talking about yesterday on the ES has been key. All right, it's been key all of yesterday. It was key overnight and it's key right now. Trump on TV, fantastic. Just to add into the mix. Let's see, it's just a ceremony again, is it? Exchange of agreements. I'm not going to watch that again like yesterday. Just a whole lot of nothing. Okay, starting to build liquidity out here. One way or another, we're going to use this liquidity. Either it's going to use for a drive, or we're going to get stuck here when it's ready to go lower. So far, we're stuck between New York VWAP and this VWAP, overnight VWAP. ES is stuck between previous day close and VWAP right now. Same on the SPY. Qs did not quite get to PDC and are trading at VWAP. Bias is tricky right here. Like, just zoom out of the H1. It is a little bit tricky. We are sat on a lot of volume here from yesterday, so where all the volume is yesterday. If they hold this, we go back towards highs. If they fail this, we get a rotation. Just sat on hands right now. Already locked in nice on that morning trade. So just waiting now. Do they get this flag break? Are they going to go back upside? Or is every pop going to be sold into this morning? There are bids still at 300, 280, 270. And all the big size got filled this morning already. And the big size getting filled were all sells. So maybe that buyer from Friday. Struggling to get going here. VIX just building out at that sort of 1850 that we talked about. It's trying to find a bid here, the VIX. You can see it's trying to find a bid to get up to those 1880s, 1885s. If it does that, if it succeeds in finding a bid and doing that, the spiders will probably pull back again. You see the flow zones, the VWAP, the New York Open, the low of the opening range, they're all at where we are right now. Not really interested in this. Just let it build out. Everything's congested here. It's why the chart looks messy. I mean, if you prefer, now that I'm happy that this system works, would you prefer it without the bar color? Do you prefer it like that, folks? Here comes the breakdown. All right, so they're going to retest these lows now. Look at the VIX starting to go. It's building that flag. If buyers don't step in here where they've stepped in all morning, we get that two leg and a breakdown. If buyers step in here and protect it, we go back upside. So got to be patient and let it build out here. And this is sensitive areas. You can see how it's reacting. I want to get rid of this white line. I cannot. Why I don't want to release it until I figured this out. What is this line? Bizarre. All right, buyers stepping in down there again. If this feels a bit newsy, like something's being said, that just how jumpy it is. So it's going to wait. Yeah, it is. Okay, there's talk going on here. I discussed Russia and Ukraine with Qatar and Iran. Iran situation will work. The Boeing order is the largest in history. Boeing agreement is over 200 billion. Qatar Airways ordered 160 Boeing jets. Okay, so he is actually talking some things that actually matter today. Moving this market around. No impressions today, I promise. Oh, it's so hard not to do an impression. I can move that. All right, so squeezing back up, market finding a bid. Apple still red, Amazon still red. Ceremony now played. Tesla 3% up, Nvidia 2.42% up, Meta just under 0.5% up, Google 1.17% up, Microsoft 0.66% up, Amazon 0.33% down, Apple only just down 0.04% down, and we are going back upside. So they caught shorts in this level down here. They started to produce that W while he was talking. There's your pivot above. I still don't fully trust this yet, if I'm honest, for this, but we'll see, because everything's flat right now. So had one good trade, which was the short fade this morning back down to close the gap. Here's the gap fill, low hanging fruit was gap fill. We closed it. Trading View is not going to let me draw like normal. Okay, we closed the gap. Now we wait. I would not be surprised to see more failure coming in here. I know we're in a bullish range, but Just watching the tape, it would not surprise me. But let's see how we act here. We can join if and when it starts to prove itself. Not in a rush to play today. Big rejection there on the ES as it peaked through VWAP. That's fairly telling. Trump's now stopped talking. Let's see how we act at this New York Open and the VWAP here. Do they find a bid? If they don't find a bid, if pops start to fail, we probably go back towards low of day, which is what ES is already doing. It's already going back towards the lows. So do they find bids where they found it earlier now, or is that game over? What a wild market. I mean, these are just 100-point moves in choppy range. This can be a giant bear flag here if it wants. Why I was saying I don't fully trust it yet. All right. Thank you, darling. No. Yeah, Trump's done. So I turned it off. I didn't know if you could hear him or not. So finding a bid on New York Open and VWAP for now and the opening range low. It would not surprise me if they fail to find a bid here if we go back towards lows. It really would not surprise me. If we get this big bear flag breakdown, that's what I was saying. I would not trust this up here yet. Amazon, 0.5% down now. Does the market start to yank here? Starting to be interested in a short here. Got to be careful with timing wise. I want to see how we act at 300. Bid on the tape just above 300. How do we act there? It is jumpy. The way it's moving is jumpy. You can see it in the tape. It's not very smooth. ES coming back towards these lows now. If they get a breaker structure here, it means all bulls in the New York session will be out the money. VIX still building for that flag breakout. 5,900 here on the ES. It's clearly key. It is clearly key. In this now, stop. Oh, tried to move my stop in the money, knocked me out before I could. What's going on here? This almost feels laggy on Ninja Trader. Let me just do a little restart here. Let this reboot up. There we go. That's better. All right. So I had a bit of lag on the system there, folks. No damage done. No big deal. All right, ES did just sweep the lows and find a bid. All right, you have divergence. If you look at ES versus the NQ, ES just swept the lows, found a bid, reclaiming PDC already. NQ never got down towards the lows. I was interested in taking that short there and instantly lagged on me when I tried to put it in, so did a restart. Hopefully now that sorted it out. Still a mixed bag on the Mag 7. Tesla and Nvidia are the ones driving this market right now. Nothing else really. Here's a decent bid here. Still in bullish range. If they want to rotate this back to the highs, they can. I said it in Discord this morning. It will not be an easy market this morning while we remain in this range. China pauses export control measures against the 28 US entities for 90 days starting today. There we go. ES coming back towards VWAP again, getting stuck there again. Those 910s, those kind of levels. Key over-unders. VIX can get that drive through, coming back towards 1846 and its 5-minute flow zones now. Just letting this shake out. Stuck here at Globex again. Flow zone still flat. Choppity chop chop. Still say there's possibility of a drive lower, but we are just in range. I keep looking at that H1 thinking how awful it looks. Failed breakout. Never retested the lows. Holding. It's just, do you want to play in this? Are we going to do one of these like we talked about at the Open? Very possible. I just don't want to be a buyer up here, especially when we zoom out. I want to be a buyer in these. I'm not really looking to buy off the highs. Back to VWAP again. ES getting stuck there again. Cannot get through its VWAP. Divergence in the tape remains. VIX trying to find a bid again. Stuck in the midpoint of the range again. Stuck inside the opening range still. Stuck at VWAP still. Stuck inside Asia, London still. Hanging around the New York Open still. Nothing's changed here, folks. I'd love to lean bearish on this if we're actually going to break down, because I think there's a deeper pullback available, but the market's not wanting to do that move yet, so I'm having to respect it. ES back down towards the lows again. It's protected 5,900 all morning in. Still Dre, yeah, exactly. What a tune. View up here on the Qs. There is liquidity up higher if they want to go for it. Books might been much thicker the last few days, which is good. So some real participants coming back. So you're seeing some liquidity here, 40, 50s, 60s, 75s. Underneath that's 300, 90s, 80s, 70s. They're stacking it up a bit more. Pops keep failing though. You're starting to see pops keep failing. Are they building out a giant bear flag here? If bulls cannot take control here, they will get stuck. They will be looking for that rotation all the way back up to the highs. VIX retesting 1860s again here. Flow zones all just flat. Everything's stacked up right now. This is why it looks so messy. VWAP, Asia, previous day high, flow zones, deep pullback flow zones, previous day point of control, New York Open, overnight VWAP. Everything's stacked very, very close here in a 20, 30 point range. That's why this chart looks messy right now. Have some patience here, folks. Let it build out. I do think it wants to drive lower, but it doesn't matter what I think. It's not doing it. So we respect it. No need to force your way in the middle of the range right now. We're holding the opening range and we're just basing. It's ugly on every time frame right now. Look at your 5 minute, your 15 minute. Look at your 15 minute. I mean, that says everything you need to know. Opening drive up, big wick. Next 15 minute candle all the way downside, big wick. Next 15 minute, just split. If you're wondering what I'm on about, what have I just done there? Okay, let's just get rid of these. Morning drive up, big wick. Sells back down, big wick. Next 15 minute, wick up, wick down. That's your range. That's the last 15 minutes. It's just chop. Let it build. Just let it build out. I don't know if it looks more like a golf fag. It looks more like my golf. That's what it looks like. Can't just drive straight down the middle. It's just all over the shop. But what I would say is it's consolidating under VWAP on the ES, and that is the one thing I've got my eye on. Might be that we go into consolidation waiting for tomorrow as well. Yeah, OPEX Friday, PAL tomorrow, another print. Is it PPI tomorrow morning? It's some big print tomorrow morning. PDC again here on the ES. Yeah, starting to break down a little bit here, searching back down towards those 900s. We're still in the opening range on the Qs. Something's going to give here soon. Someone at some point is going to get hurt. VIX still just building, still just 1850. Nothing's changed. It's not broken out yet. Yeah, tomorrow, jobless claims and core PPI tomorrow morning. And then business inventories. I'm sure Powell's scheduled to talk tomorrow. Why can't I see that? There it is, 8:40. Yeah, lots coming on tomorrow. VIX trying to build, ES poking down towards those 900s we keep talking about. It keeps being saved there. Every time it's been there today, it keeps being saved between sort of 902 and 898.50. It's not breaking down under that yet. We have support underneath that. Keeps like every time it's come down here, it's finding a bid so far. We're protecting that block from sort of 5:30 this morning. The London low. We'd never come and tested London or Asia low yet, all the way down here, which is what I'd like to see. 900's coming up here again on the ES. 902s, 903s. They're trying to save it again. Driving back upside straight away to PDC. So they keep saving it there. There's definitely a buyer on the tape down there in front of 900 today. A 5 minute on the SPY just looks gross. Can't get through VWAP, can't break down. Probably a range trader's paradise right now. Just letting this build out. Not interested right now. I'm not going to get chopped up. You can see right in front of you, it's trying to chop people up. Not interested right now. Just let it do it. Let the flow zones expand. Amazon trying to get back up to green. Rest of the market still green. ES back to VWAP here. Back to previous day high. Globex high is above us. Some sellers on the tape up towards 60s and 75s right now. Buyers on the tape all the way down at 300s. That's kind of the range that we've been trading in since we made this low drive this morning. New 30-minute bar coming in 6 minutes. You'll have the initial balance then. Yeah, still can't get through its view up. Everything's still flat. I've got to say, I do really love the flow zone pro system on NinjaTrader. It's so clean. When I look between the two, I don't know why it is, but on NinjaTrader, it looks amazing. So good. Yeah, still can't get through its view up. Still trying to build. VIX starting to come underneath that 1850 now, 1842. Still holding 5-minute flow zones. I'm just waiting for like a bigger move here. Like once we get a bigger move here and some sort of momentum come in, we can see about, you know, breakout, fail breakout, who's stuck, where they're stuck, things like that. Right now, it's tricky because we're building this. This is definitely trying to hold. And if we zoom out, we've got a failed break of this. So we know everyone who's a buyer stuck up there. And everyone who's short down here is currently stuck. This is the range. Right, so I'm just trying to wait. I know people are stuck up here. So if we sell this, if we come up and sell this, we come back down. I know buyers are holding this well. If we reclaim and do a full... why won't it let me draw? I can see it's connected. If we reclaim this and do one of these, then maybe here or above and maybe here. Hey, nice, Aaron. Lovely. Crude oil in 4 minutes. Thank you, Alligator AI. Or is it Al? My bad. I'm going to try the Sony camera again next week, folks. I know I set it up a couple of weeks ago. I've ordered a new HDMI cable and a new conversion, so we'll see if that works and we can get a better picture quality next week. I spent all that money for no reason currently. All right, ES trying to reclaim the VWAP here and the lower time frame algo. We're back to those sort of tens levels that were key. All of yesterday, all of today. 910s on the ES has been key. VIX starting to lose a bit of a bid here, trading back down towards PDC. Never got up to PDH. QQQ just looks gross still. SPY still looks gross. We are just banging on supply on these right now. I'll move this to a 5-minute. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, this is where we keep getting stuck on the SPY. Bulls are up here. We drop underneath it. They're currently stuck. All right, so this is possible on the SPY. If we reclaim it, we can do this. QQQ is relative strength because we're not stuck under here. All right, so we're already trying to rebuild versus this. And the VIX has failed to hold. This is where we broke out from. This is where I said we hold 18s. Broke out, pull back. I want to see it hold around here for a continuation if we're thinking short in the market. Be okay just sitting on your hands here, folks. What is this horrible red light? Right, I'm emailing this guy right now. This is gross. What is this? He's got to fix this. Can't release this to the public like this. Right, hopefully he can fix that because it's ugly and I don't want that. All right, you're about 20 seconds away from a new 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute bar here. One trade this morning, all we had that failed breakout. We rolled over. Failed breakout, rolled over, got stuck here, started short here, down for the gap fill, and finished. I think I added here, covered some more here, and then I was out here, wasn't it? 08, I think it was, or something. Yes, trying to take over the VWAP here, and it keeps getting stuck at that 910s. You can see we just went over it on the SPY. You can see where those buyers are stuck this morning. Keep banging into it. They keep being stuck up there. SPY cannot get through its VWAP. It cannot reclaim sort of what's the edge of this? 8780s or so. If it reclaims those, then potentially a squeeze is on, but right now unable to do it. Apple now green. The only one holding the market up right now is Amazon, which is 0.25% down. But you can see here, SPY just had another attempt, and these buyers are definitely stuck. They're trying to get out break even up here. They reclaim, whole different story. Again, we had the low-hanging fruit trade for the gap fill. Now we're just waiting to see what it wants to do. It can chop all day long. It can wait for tomorrow. Remember, midpoint of the week on a Wednesday. If it wants to wait, it can. Trade deals with Japan and South Korea apparently are close, according to the White House. Buyer now stepped on the tape, 310, 100 lot. We will get tax bill to Trump's desk before 4th of July. How do all you Americans feel about this tax bill? Are you happy about it? Is it a good thing? SPY looks bullish here, starting to reclaim. Question is, does it get through the 60% fib or 61% fib? Let's go from this high to this low. 61 fib is basically, we're coming up to it now. I basically say 88s, 588s on the SPY is your 61. Morning, Tyson. Yeah, action hasn't been the best. We caught one short and that's it. My understanding, unless I completely have got this wrong, my understanding is the tax bill will take away, is it income tax on lower and medium earners? I don't know what the class categories are, and increase tax on very high earners. And then no tax on, was it on tips and some other stuff? I think that's what it is. I don't follow it too closely. I'm just interested in the brackets of like where he's going to tax on high earners. Does that affect Wall Street? That would be the question for us as traders. Not because it affects us, but because it affects the market. All right, so finding a bit of rejection there in front of 88 into that 61 fib. That's the one danger here right now, is if the fib traders come in. No tax on overtime, yeah. So selling the 61 fib here, back to VWAP we go. Do they find a bid here on VWAP and go for a new drive, or is that it? 910s remain key. You can see it on the tape. 910s are remaining key. Is that last push into that fib enough? Do they get stuck here and go for a rotation? Meta starting to sell. Amazon starting to sell. Apple not too far away from going red again. I'm just interested how they act here in general. Are they going to do a deep wash now? Have they just trapped everyone? Am I going to start thinking about a short here? Back to VWAP and New York Open. Oh, I am interested. Oh, this looks heavy. I want to let this settle down for a second. Don't want to get trapped in it. That 61 fib on the SPY was key. Little poke through and fail. So failed breakout again of this lower end range. VIX finding a bid off PDC there, by the way. I want to be careful. If I'm going to think about a short, I really want to see it start to produce low. I hate the look of this right now. I'm going to take this off. It's annoying me. Designer's ruined it. Let's go back to this old one for a second until he fixes it. I want to see us get stuck under here if I'm going to really think about a short. Back to the New York Open here. Buyer on the tape at 310s. Still holding the opening range. We are midpoint pretty much of the initial balance. So I need to see this fail and start to produce lower highs and lower lows if I'm going to think about short. Otherwise, I'm not thinking about it. If they're going to squeeze, they're going to need to reclaim Globex, build liquidity up there. ES is going to have to, or SPY is going to have to get through those pre-market lows and start to reclaim the fibs and build liquidity for an inverse right shoulder to go higher. If it can't do that, then we're just going to chop all day long until they finish chopping. They're chopping to build liquidity. When they finish building liquidity, we will do the next move. When they finish building it, we can do the next move. Apple now going red, Amazon red, Meta red. Market's starting to have a bit of a pullback here. Nvidia giving some back, Tesla giving some back. Still 2% up though, folks, right? It's not like they're getting hammered. Meta almost red here, going green to red. They're all just flirting around with PDC levels. ES finding a bid there again. That's what I'm saying. Got to give this time. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Why is it ugly? It's because we are in bullish consolidation, all right? We've not made lower lows and lower highs on an hourly chart or anything like that, so it's not convincing for sellers to come in. But we are banging against supply on daily charts. We are banging against the upper Bollinger Band. We're probably a little bit exhausted on day 3 of this push. So they need to consolidate. How do we go up? They will need to trap sellers. If they trap enough sellers into this, trying to force a lower high, lower low on a higher time frame, and they don't get it, they can use their liquidity to go higher. All right, that's the game being played. If they can trap sellers down here and they never break down, they can use this liquidity here to go higher. If they've trapped buyers and they're ready for a call off, then we go lower. This is why this is a dangerous range right here. It's not just on this 1 minute chart. You can go up to multiple time frames. See it on the 5 minute. Grindy, 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 grindy. This candle here is telling you it's stuck. Here, hourly. Trying to base over. Point of control. We've ducked under. We've gone over. We're not getting that push and we're not getting the fail. So building range out. This is where people get stuck. I am not a range trader, so this is why I'm trying to avoid it right now. Range trading is not my strong point. VIX back down to PDC again. Again, that's not what you want to see if you are thinking about a short continuation. Oh, I'm off for pickleball again this afternoon. I think it's my 3rd or 4th game now. Really enjoying it. Getting to the point where I want to get like a new racket and some pickleball court shoes. All the gear, no idea. Yeah. TR, yeah, exactly. So I've got to be careful of the weather here. This one I played. Last player basically got heat stroke. It's starting to get hot in California, which is way too early. Like early May, this kind of heat, not usual. Today doesn't look too bad. 70s. We were up to 85s. Next week we're up to high 80s again. What a bore fest. What an absolute bore fest right here. March 26 high. Yeah, we went, it's Feb 26 high, not March 26 high. But yes, we are. We went over that right at the beginning of the show. Back towards VWAP. Yes, still not through VWAP. SPY still can't get through VWAP. Still potential for a bear flag, still potential to build up more liquidity to go upside if they're going to trap sellers. Amazon selling now, Meta selling now, Apple selling now. Back to VWAP, back to New York Open. Are they going to finally let this go? Have they had enough here? Back to the opening range. Are they going to absorb it again at the PDC on the ES? Watching to see if we get like a breakdown and continuation. Not before then. Not looking to just get caught in any of this action. Volleyball. Oh, I have no idea. Volleyball, but you play off the walls. That sounds good. What? So it's an indoor game. Probably anything indoor will not make it to Los Angeles. It's just too hot. Everything here is outdoors. Biggest sports here are all outdoors. But I know that's why paddle's doing so well in like the UAE and stuff, because you play in indoor air-conditioned courts. So you look at that trap. Back down to PDC on the ES and bid off it. Still making high highs, potentially high lows. But that pivot high from this morning still not being breached. This is some gross action here, folks. I'm thankful to be nicely green on the day. I'm just about 4 figures up. Just about. Barely, but just about. Back to the New York Open again here. VIX is trading around PDC, so it's not encouraging me to take a short right now. I'd want the VIX to be going upside, not hovering near the lows. Ken, where are you based? If you're saying, is that in the, is it a thing in the US? Where are you based? Where it's a thing, out of interest. Back to New York Open here, folks. Back to previous day point of control. Pretty much point of control on the current session as well. Value area high on the last 2 sessions is at 355. So no acceptance above that. I can mark that in if you want. That is your value area high up here. No acceptance above that right now. That buyer at 310 just pulled his order. I'm starting to wonder if they're going to wash it now because he's pulled. VIX trying to find a bid off PDC. Still just flat. All the flow zones, everything's so condensed and flat here. I don't like anything. Still don't like anything. If I'm looking for something, it means it's not there. It should just be screaming at me. Basing out to here. I don't really like that channel. Maybe an overextension, maybe more like this. That looks a bit better. They're just flirting with it at the moment. Still holding that New York Open. All right, while we just do this dance for a while, Alex, I want to buy a few Tradeify growth accounts. After you pass how many days to trade before its payout? Is it like take profit? No, it's not like take profit. You can't take cash out every day. They have got rid of the windows now, but it's 10 days. 5 green days, 10 days total. I'm literally writing that down. I'm looking for something and it's not there. Yeah, that's it. When you stare at the charts long enough, you'll start thinking, oh, I can take this trade. Something's here, something's here, something's here. Maybe I'm going to look for this. There's nothing going on. Every time I start doing that, I just move my eyes from execution chart to like a 5 and 15. And I go, really? Really, Alex? You really want to think about trading this? No, you don't. And then I go, okay, stop. Right? So just move your eyes to a 5-minute chart or a 15-minute chart, and then it would tell you, hey, I don't want to trade this right now. It can change. That can change. and it will prove itself when it's ready. VIX trying to find a bid here off PDC, driving back upside, but still not through any key levels. Do I need to use TradingView, or does Take Profit Trader give you Trader8? Yeah, you can use Trader8 and other platforms. You don't have to be on TradingView. They all offer multiple platforms. All the firms that I recommend will offer multiple platforms. I will never recommend a firm that, for example, just offers Project X or something like that. I'll never do that. The good thing is, if a firm offers Trader8, they've normally been verified. Not all of them. Some of them got through a bit early, but most firms that offer Trader8, which means they also offer Ninja, are pretty good firms. It's a good way of clearing up. Back to view up here. Do we start to break down here? Doing a bit of a dance here again. Watching ES, those 900s. VIX trying to find a bid. I want to see it bid back through 40s and 50s if we're going to be interested, and we're going to need to produce like lower highs and lower lows in this market. If we can't produce lower highs and lower lows in the market, then we're just in a range and going to continue to sort of dance along here and trap, aren't we? If we start to rotate, then those Globex levels are not completely out the question here. It's trying to break down here, but we're just at that internal lows still. We just need to see momentum really come in, really prove itself. Hey, I want to go lower. Hey, I don't want to bid off 900 on the ES anymore. Hey, I'm exhausted of trying to hold up 900 on the ES. Right now, it's not doing that. It's still bidding in front of 900. Awesome. But my question is, can I use the charts off Trader8 to execute on TPT? Yeah, like you can use, yeah, like they offer Trader8, so you can execute on Trader8. You can execute wherever you want. If you can buy a package on Trader8, you can execute on Trader8. If you can buy a package on RTrader, you can execute on anything that uses RTrader. If you can buy a package on Project X, you can use it. But yes, on Take Profit Trader, yes, you can use Trader8. And you can also log in from Trader8 onto TradingView and execute there if you want. It's totally up to you. You can use Trader8 to log into NinjaTrader and execute on there. That's also okay. So still, ES still bidding off 900. QQQ still bidding off the VWAP and New York Open. Still cannot get through value area high. Still just doing a horrible dance. This is like really ugly. Like really ugly. Look at the 5 and 15 minute. It's just mega crap. Yeah, it's really barcodey. It's exactly what it is. I think if they let it go, it'd be obvious, and we're going to trade probably down towards Globex, towards those 250s, but it would be obvious. If they don't let it go, then we're going to have to bid over 350s for a rotation up towards 400s. VIX is trying to find a bid here, 1840s. These are big levels here. VIX got to make its mind up. Market's got to make its mind up in general. Like we said, the mag is not all in agreement today. That's probably the biggest problem that you have right now. You know, how much juice is left, basically, is what we're asking. How much juice is left? Have they caught enough shorts to get more juice to go upside, or do they need to come further down first? These are the days where I'm like, why am I on stream? There's nothing to do. Alex, you're right. You're right, sorry. See you later. You're right about when you have a trading system and you know what you're looking for, sitting on your hands becomes easier. not pushing buttons. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so they held that again. So they retrapped at the bottom again. Can they get through previous day high? Can ES get back through VWAP? Or does it fail in the push into the 910s again? Who knows? Not me. And I don't think many people do. Otherwise, they'd be taking bets on this market right now. I'm going to get some fruit here while this market decides what it's trying to do. What time are you back? All right, so we've got sellers here, 60s, 75s, and 80s. They're trying to grind back up towards that, back inside the opening range. Midpoint of the initial balance, nothing's changed. Boring, boring, boring. Okay. Same level on the SPY and ES, you can see. Same level all morning. Top side of this range where it keeps getting stuck. Are they going to let it through? Or do we just keep chopping backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards? Not got long left here with you either. Well, an hour if I can sit it out. I don't know if I've got the patience to sit this out. Yes, back to view up there again. Do I recommend to trade ES with a funded account? Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure. I mean, that's not for me to say, Anto. Like, are you a good trader of ES? Do you understand how ES works? You can trade anything. Trade copper, silver, platinum, cattle. It all depends if you understand that market. Market trying to squeeze here. ES trying to reclaim these levels. Okay. Failed breakdown of the lows, trapping shorts. Do we start reclaiming levels up here in these fibs? Or is this just a drive up that they sell into again for a higher price sell? Watching very carefully into the 61 fib on the ES for the second time today. Nothing's changed here, folks. Absolutely nothing has changed. Everything's still flat. I see many people with blown accounts for ES. That's why I'm asking this. Anto, you will see many people with blown accounts with every single instrument because people like to oversize and gamble and not learn to trade things. It's got nothing to do with the instrument they're trading. It's to do with most traders fail. They do not understand how to trade and they just gamble. It's got nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the instrument. ES is a pretty good trader. It's pretty easy to manage risk on ES versus some of the other products. Great product to start on, I would say. Is this market going to get going, or does it just do a fail break on the Qs and roll back down? Like ES back to view up again. It can't get through that 61 fib. These 910s, these kind of levels here are starting to become key. Is it going to find a bid here or not? Nvidia having a good drive, Tesla giving a little bit more back here. Markets like in complete disarray. The MAG are not in agreement today. VIX trying to find a bid. Does it keep failing 1840s and break down under PDC? This is going to get easier in a little bit when it's shaking itself out and sorting itself out. Maybe the afternoon session. Maybe not. Maybe tomorrow, but not right now. That's for sure. If ES cannot break that high that it put in at sort of 9.5915s, I think it's fairly ominous. Back down to VWAP again on the ES. This thing does not know what it wants to do. Liquidity on the book. In and up above 70s into 80s. That's it, really. Can Apple go red to green? It's gone red to green a few times today. Is it actually going to find a bid, though? Again, just chilling here. ES still absorbing the VWAP. VIX still fighting at that area, 1840, 1850s. Do we start seeing expansion here? Are we going to do this move, or are we going to do this move? I'm not betting on either right now. I'm going to let momentum come in and show me what it wants to do, if anything at all. Maybe I'm going to do nothing. Holding Globex right now. Still inside the opening range. Still inside the initial balance. Still ugly. ES still holding VWAP. ES still can't get through, or SPY still can't get through those pre-market levels. You can see those 2 weeks pre-market. I'd say basically, yeah, well, pretty much that high it put in at 10.30, 10.25. That's key. Needs to get acceptance over that. Oh, it's made the stream pretty boring the last few days. I'm sorry, folks. I can't control the market. It's going to do whatever it wants to do. Flow zones are saying upside, but I'm not trusting stuff because we're in a range today. If you're wondering why I'm not just buying this, it's just because we're in a range. We're right near the top side of the top Bollinger Band. But maybe they've caught enough for a new squeeze. We'll see. Apple now green. Amazon trying to get red to green. It will be the only one that is red currently. Have a quick flick on these. Tesla. Testing towards its lows on the session. Nvidia found a good bid. We'll want to back test view up, see if it can hold it. Meta, same thing, trying to find a bid on view up. Google, that is a massive drive out. Congratulations, Google. Recovered the whole move, which I said was a load of bollocks the other week. That was a good buying opportunity. Amazon stuck underneath PDC. Microsoft stuck underneath IB high, but very, very strong this morning. Apple in danger of rolling over versus PDH. Ugly out here this morning. It's not like I just read those to you and said, all holding view up, all looking good for a breakout to the upside. That's the problem. How many monitors? I've got 4 big widescreen monitors plus an iPad so I can see the stream on it. So back to the previous day high here. ES back underneath that key level. Again, it could not reclaim where it failed from. Same with the SPY. This can still be a giant bear flag and it can still build out liquidity and grind higher all day as well. Both these things are still possible. Yeah, Jake, I do. Love a bit of Call of Duty with the boys. Vic's trying to find a bid here. 1840 again. Oh my God, I'm just like reading the same things out for what seems like forever now. It's not that long, is it? It's probably an hour and a half. It's the same levels. QQQ holding previous day high. ES, SPY back underneath VWAP. Do they bear flag? Do they break down? Or is every dip just going to keep being absorbed here for a grind all the way back up to overnight highs? Guess that's the question, really. That is the only question, really, right now. Do we start to break down or are we grinding all the way back up? ES coming back down to that last pivot point. It's crazy, man. It's crazy to see this action. Be nice just to get some form of follow through one way or the other today. ES back to PDC again. I know I'm a broken record here, folks. It's not my fault. It's because the market's doing the same moves over and over again. ES goes PDC, VWAP, fail breakout of 910s, back to VWAP, back to PDC. Over and over and over again. Are we going to see them let this go? Starting to wash it. How does NQ react at VWAP? Are we going to go for lows here? I'm wondering this now, watching the ES. That's a sweep of that pivot. Does it stay heavy here? Starting to break down. Amazon starting to pull the market down a bit here. Watching how we trade into these last pivots, where the VWAP is, where the lower time frame algo is, where point of control is, all these things. ES really letting go now. ES coming back down towards low of day. This is where it's found bids all day, though. If they start to let this go, we can think about the extension back down towards these levels down here. So if pops are going to start failing now, we can think about a wash. I'm involved, very small size now. Very careful here. New York open here, big level. See if they snap this for a drive down or not. If pops start to fail, I'll get involved. Heavy. Nice. Beautiful. Come on, ES. Get under that IB low. Looking for a sweep here. Bang! Let's go. All right, they've definitely trapped. Looking for pops to add into now. All day to build out that fucking bear flag, mate. It took forever. But like I said, if ES couldn't get back above that 15 level, oh my days. What an absolute monster. ES was key there. Watching it. Look at VIX trading upside now. All right. Risk off here. Waiting to add back on if dips. If pops start to fail, looking for drives up with pops starting to fail to get back on. Watching the initial balance low very carefully on ES in case it's just a sweep again to go back upside. But we are starting to stay heavy here on a rotation. Can we get down to Globex would be my question, really. Don't want to get trapped at the lows. That's the one thing. This is where they bid off all morning. We're holding it on the Qs, but market's starting to rotate a bit. Meta trying to go green to red, but not really very convincing. Amazon the same, not very convincing. Apple's the one that I said when I read them out had the chance to do it. Watching the initial balance low on the ES. Come on. Let's get down to 245s or something. It's in this 300 level-ish, fairly key here. If this is a failed auction underneath the initial balance, you need to be very careful because we haven't even taken the IB out on the NQ yet. All right, so relative strength in the NQ. ES is comfortably underneath that initial balance. All right, there's got a chance for ES to start extending down if it fails the initial balance. But if it starts reclaiming it, you'd want to be very careful of a squeeze on the NQ because we have not taken out the lows, so it's showing relative strength. VIX couldn't get through. Did it get that high? Double top there on the higher, 1870. You want to see VIX trade up to 1885, really. So do pop start to fail here versus sort of the New York level and the VWAP, or do they trade straight through it and they go for a squeeze straight back upside? And check the news here. Remember, we're still in bullish range. Not seeing anything. All the way back to New York Open and VWAP. ES back to its initial balance. Be careful here. Like I said, if they start to reclaim, you need to see pops fail, not pops drive through and reclaim everything. All right. So if ES starts to reclaim all these levels, then it will be a failed auction of the low. Do they sell this? Starting to absorb their first versus 300s really at the moment. Yes, right at its initial balance low. Like I said, I do not expect today to be easy. And this is proof why. All right, starting to sell versus that at the moment. It's starting to sell versus VWAP. But again, if it keeps holding sort of 300s, 306s, this is again, we just look left. Where did shorts get stuck earlier? Here, all right? And we've not broken down under here. ES has come all the way down here and is starting to try and reclaim this level. They are looking very, very different right now. You have relative strength in the Qs. Shorting the NQ is probably the harder trade right now. It does not want to let go of levels. ES has already let go of the levels. It's already done the nice clean action, let's say. Already reclaiming. This is nasty, man. This is nasty. Oh, this is so nasty. I would leave this alone here if I was you folks and just let it settle out. Now they're adding liquidity back higher, trying to drag it all the way back up. Be very, very careful if you're thinking about trading this. I joined one momentum trade. I'm not convinced on it. And ES is already through its IB, coming back up to test the 900s. If they reclaim 900s, squeezes on NQ, and they're just going to absolutely rip this if they start reclaiming levels. Be very, very careful here. This is the game that they're playing. How many people can they get trapped? They've just added huge size on the book at 350. They're just taking the piss here out of traders trying to get follow through. Now they're going to drag it up to 350, and let's see if he's actually at home, if this guy's real or not. I would not be surprised if he's not real and they just pull it instantly and then let it through again. Really, really, really careful here. These are not easy trades. So here we go. It's going to drive for that 350. It wants to see if that guy's real, but I would say if we get all the way up there, it might as well keep squeezing. And ES is coming back to PDC right now. So this is it. They've caught shorts at the lows again. NQ never gave the breakdown underneath. Yeah, very, very dirty, exactly. Look at this 800 lot at 350. Let's see if he's real. Let's see if he's real. If they let this through, go straight upside. They probably just caught everyone up there. Or down there, I should say. Very hard to trade that NQ this morning. Like, if you got a little piece with me, congrats. But otherwise, like, you do well to avoid this action right now. All the way back up to this trend line. Somewhere up here. 350's up here. This is where the seller is. 800 lot. What are you doing? What are you doing, market? I got no bias now because ES has reclaimed its initial balance. So maybe it can bear flag versus that 904, 905s, but I wouldn't like it. I don't love it. ES back to New York Open, back to view up. I mean, ES, NQ. NQ is leaving so much liquidity lower, both on the book and visually in Globex and stuff and initial balance. It's just leaving all the liquidity at the lows. It's not interested in getting down to it. It's protected it all day long. If you think about, has this breakdown? Do they sell this? If they don't sell this, right? If they don't sell this down here, if bears don't get this move, if we do this, then I absolutely would bet on this ripping some faces upside at that point, because all these guys become the liquidity. Shorts chase here, they get caught here, and they get forced out up here. Normally, you'd be looking to sell this bounce, but just from watching the ES, I don't know, man. I'm not convinced. I am not convinced. And look at that hourly. Like, those wicks on the hourly at the lows now starting to look pretty ominous. There we go. 50's coming up. Like I said, they're going to retest that guy at 50. Let's see if he's legit. Oh, you just pulled 800 lots off. Oh, who'd have guessed it? Who'd have guessed it? Absolute fraud on the tape. Same guy this morning with the same size pre-market. Same guy. Just moving this market around and manipulating it. Got to understand that. You're playing against big, big participants right now who are just having fun and games moving this market around. Yeah, only showing 109 because he just pulled 800 lots off. If you've got Bookmap, you can see him. He had 800 lot on, pulled it. Through that level now, or up towards that level now at 50s, grinding through. ES driving back up towards its VWAP. If they've caught enough shorts at that lows, they can start to expand upside here. If they fail up here, then maybe we go and test back down towards that low in this horrible 5-minute range. So ES trading around PDC and VWAP. Do they sell this all the way back down now? Or have they caught enough and they're trapping to go back upside? Flow zone's still flat. There's just no follow through today. Nice, Anto. Yeah, it made sense to buy that off the lower end of the range if you're playing range rotation. I just don't trust anything right now. I'm just playing momentum when it's there, very small size, and when it's not there, I'm just sitting on my hands. Do not trust anything right now. The worst thing is we're not even doing an inside bar. We're doing all this outside. Ugh, it's even worse. Just above in Globex. Even the VIX looks disgusting. Everything looks disgusting. Either get going or don't get going, but do something. Just do something, because this is so boring. Yeah, that H1 is looking nasty, man. Still can't get through value area high, though. 58 is value area high. Not once have we got a bid to hold above that. They're selling ES here versus flow zones and PDC, but do they find a bid versus initial balance low for that pullback to trade back upside? I guess that would be the question I'd have right now. Flow zone still flat. Just zoom out. They're sideways. VWAP is flat. New York VWAP is sideways. Overnight VWAP is flat. Everything is flat. There is no follow through, no trend, no momentum, no nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a see money, take money type of day. When you see a little bit of momentum come in, you take that momentum, you take your profit, you close out the trade. There's nothing else you can do in this right now. Like if I'm looking at NQ, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe a bullish rotation higher. And I'm looking at ES, I'm like, no. And that says everything you need to know. Yeah, exactly. The 4 hour and 1 hour, like, look at all those lower end wicks being absorbed. Just to the bottom side of the range, but it's still very hard to think about being a buyer. What's crazy is when they let it go like that on volume and then it's just so short lived. You got to think, well, who was stuck enough to do that? It's trying to build out to go higher. Just don't trust it. Don't trust it. Mainly because of the SPY and the ES. How can you trust this right now to do the right thing and rip higher? It looks like it's trying to build out to do it, though. Here it goes. Well, it is trying to do it. It is doing it. All right, are we going to go all the way back to highs then, or are we just going to get stuck here again? ES through its VWAP. Does it sustain a bid here? Have you got any goods left to get through that 10 level that you've been at all day, or are you just going to resell it again on every push up? Or are you just going to trap again? Selling it again into tens. It's hilarious, man. How long we got left of this? Oh, really, like, if they've trapped enough here, we should be breaking out to the upside. We should just be breaking out to the upside. If that last move down, you had divergence in the tape. ES broke the lows. NQ did not break the lows. We turned back inside. We had a failed auction on the ES. We didn't even have an auction lower on the NQ. It held. We should have trapped enough shorts. If ES can get back above VWAP, back above 10s, 12s, break above that old high, which is what, 14.15, 914.50. If it can break above that, it reclaims the golden zone and maybe has a potential to go back to high of day. If it can't do that, then we literally just slug this out all day long. Raphael, yeah, it is on a 1 minute, but go to a 5 minute and 15 minute and then tell me what it looks like. I agree. On a 1 minute, it is looking like that. You know, what happens if we fail to do this and we do this? Are you going to tell me it looks like a head and shoulder? The problem is when you move out on time frames, it looks ugly. But I agree. This liquidity here can be used to get higher, but it will need the rest of the market to start participating. On 2 minute, yeah. But look at like 15. Look at a 5. It's we're just at top side of this range that we've been in all morning. We've explored the bottom side of the range, didn't break down. That's fairly telling. I would agree that we should go upside now. It's fairly telling. If we've explored the bottom side of a range and didn't break lower, in theory, we've trapped shorts there to go higher. But why is ES not getting through 510s, 512s, 515s? This is the question. Can we get through that? If we're going to get through it, we're going to go all the way back to high of day. We've trapped shorts at the lows. We should go all the way back to high of day. But you want to see momentum come in now. It's got the chance to do it now. You don't want to keep waiting. It wants to go and do it now. It's big, big level on the ES. You can see it. We keep talking about it over and over and over again. It's because nothing's changed over and over and over again. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. I would love to look for a long rotation up now if it's going to prove it to me. Again, you're buying high to go higher. Very dangerous. You're buying near the 61 fib, which the ES cannot get over. Very dangerous. You're buying near the 910 level. Very dangerous. And again, I'm not a range trader. Like I said, I know my strengths and my weaknesses. I hate trading range. I hate it. And sellers here now on the tape. 70, 370, 375, 380. No real buying on the tape until we get down to 310 now. Nothing's changed. We've gone bottom side. Like, this is basically your range in the session. Bottom side, top side, bottom side, top side, maybe this, if we're lucky. If we're not lucky, this. And you have to deal with this stuff all afternoon if you're going to sit around. So there's the stop hunts. They need to get continuation here for high of day. They fail to get continuation. If this is a stop hunt, they will come back into the range. This is the danger. ES has not broken out of 914.50 that we keep talking about. Okay, that's what I would be very, very careful of. Can the ES break out? All of the market green other than Apple. All right, Apple, the one holding us up a little bit here. There you go. So the stop hunt, do they absorb this? ES will need to absorb it. They will need to absorb it soon. We're top side of the range on ES. Cannot break out of that 61 fib so far. But if it can absorb this, maybe it's got a shot. All right. If it can absorb it, maybe it's got a shot versus VWAP for that squeezed higher. It will have to be like, basically needs to build liquidity at the top side of the range to go higher. It cannot afford to come deep. If it comes deep, then shorts are in the money and then you can't get the squeeze. So if you're looking at this long, it needs to absorb VWAP and then break out of 914.50 for that trade up towards the initial balance high. That's potentially what you get. If it comes too deep, it's going to let those range traders who are short versus the highs be in the money, and you can't squeeze them out if it comes too deep. Watching this very carefully here. So far looking good. It's trying to absorb. I want to break that high on the Qs at 75s, just so you know there's momentum in it. ES getting close. 912.75. It's got to get going at ES. Can't keep hesitating up here. You'd like to see Apple go red to green. That will help you drastically. Here we go, market. Up you go then. Let's join in if we're going to go. Prove to me you want to go. ES, prove to me you want to go. Come on then, let's go all the way up. Let's go all the way up if we're going to go. Let's go all the way up for IB and then through 400s. Lovely. All right, keep going now then. How high can we go? Don't hesitate and get stuck. ES up here. This is the 61 fib golden zone ES. It's got to keep going now. You do not want to see hesitation on a squeeze. Come on, market. It's not want to see. I don't want to see hesitation. I want to see straight squeezing. Apple's still not gone green. But be very careful here. If ES starts diving back inside the range, this is what I'm talking about. If ES starts failing to extend, oh my God, sometimes chat really does my nut in. H1 came up to a previous high there, 382s. Big level that on the H1. Big level that on the H1. Yes, trying to drive higher. It's back testing and trying to drive higher. I'm watching these H1 prints on the Qs very, very carefully because we're above value area high. It's got to hold a bid up here. If it can't hold a bid up here, you have these levels here where it kept failing from. Fail to get above, fail to hold a print, fail to get above. It needs to hold a print up here. We've got good buying down here. It can fail up here. We are extended on daily and weekly time frames. We're still inside range. You are nothing more than inside initial balance. Apple not participating, Amazon not participating, Meta not participating. You're looking at this, Tyson? Is that what you're thinking? Yeah, I don't know. I'm like it's a range day, so you know, all I care about. Everyone gets so zoomed into these charts. I really don't give two about these charts. What I care about is where we are here, and I keep looking at this. I keep looking at this. Trying to buy here is like psychopath move, but that's what the market's trying to make people do. It might keep going and squeezing. It can be resilient. But I want to really be a buyer down here. So I keep telling myself, like, who cares what the 1 and 2 minute charts are doing? Who cares even what the 5 minute chart's doing? We're inside initial balance. We're inside opening range. There's potential of a squeeze, but we're just in golden zone on the ES. It's trying to get going. It's just, is it going to find some follow through? Amazon and Apple just will not participate today to help it. And that's problematic. Like Nvidia and Tesla doing all the legwork right now. All right, I'm going to get a reload on a coffee. I'll be right back. VIX still inside PDC. Still above 18s. Apple still not participating. Amazon still not participating. Meta, not really. Still reliant on two stocks here. Let me have a little look at these. Nvidia approaching IB high. Okay, Nvidia is approaching its IB high. Oof, Tesla's doing the damage. Tesla at IB high, about to do a breakout here. So you've got to be careful. If Tesla doesn't sustain a breakout here through its initial balance high, if it does, we can squeeze. If it pops up here and they sell into this before lunch, after a little squeeze through the IB high, you want to be very, very careful. Tesla, if it gets going, it's going to go for that psychological number at 350s. I would imagine there's an option wall up there. Still going market. Still wants that IB high, this market, if it can. If it can sustain. It's trying. It's just so much weight on what Tesla does right now without the others really pushing. And we're straight up. There's a squeeze straight up. A strong trend straight up can pull back very quickly. So I'm saying, like, I just don't trust anything. We're still range bound. At what point do they say, hey, Tesla's done enough. We've broken out. Let's take some profits. That's the problem. You're so reliant on one player in the market right now. VIX is just basing out. It's just hanging around PDC. It's not broken down underneath PDC. Yeah, it's not broken underneath 18s. If it breaks underneath 18s, we can get a monster squeeze, but it's just hanging out. We're straight squeeze up here for what, like 30, 35 minutes? So yeah, Tesla did a huge squeeze there, almost hit 350s, like I said. That was a monster squeeze through the IB. Monster squeeze, having a cool off here. So they're protecting 350. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me to see if there's like an option wall up there. And here you go. Here's the pullback on Tesla now. So do they absorb this into the initial balance on Tesla for a re-squeeze up? Market's still in consolidation. Nothing's really changed here in the market. Tesla hit 49.20. When I called that out, it was at 45s. Not even 45. So here we go. All the way back. That was just a huge squeeze out on Tesla. All the way back towards the initial balance now. Does it find a bid here? Remember, the whole market is just basically relying on Tesla. Like I keep saying, Amazon still red. Apple still red. Meta flat on the day. It's Tesla, Nvidia, and Google doing the work, and Tesla is the main one doing the work right now. And if they let it go, we go back into range. If they don't let it go, if they find a bid, maybe we can hit the IB high before this session's over. Maybe. They're trying to find a bid on Tesla. It's just, can the rest of the market join in? Can the rest of the market join in? Is anyone trading Tesla on options? Can you let me know where the big levels are for expiry in OPEX? I would imagine it's 350. It would make sense to me. Here goes Tesla. It's having a go. Can he drag the market up with it? It's incredible strength. It's trying. Tesla's trying. New high day on Tesla here. Can we get going here, market? This is crazy. What a squeeze on Tesla. Amazing effort. Amazing effort. It wants the 350s on Tesla. Oh, imagine that's going to do a lot of damage to a lot of people if it seems to get there. Flat top here. Market wants to try and get to IB high, but do you want to be buying up here is what you need to be asking yourself. That seller at 400 still there, and above there is still a seller at 500. Still in bullish rotation here. They still caught those shorts at the lows. I don't want to be a bull caught at the highs though. You'd almost need to see a new bear trap here, like a dunk down and an absorption to go higher. But it just doesn't feel like they're going to give any move down right now. ES is has relative weakness up here though. You can see it. It's struggling to build out. NQ's just straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up. It's all it keeps doing. Straight up, straight up, straight up. No dips. No notable dips, let's put it that way. And Tesla's going for that move. What's your position open on then? Then you should be able to log into Tradeovate. Log into Tradeovate and close the position there. Log into Tradeovate. Yeah, totally. Totally, Paul. It's just been a buy the dip scenario since we put in that pivot low. They need to do a wash down and buy it back now. That's what they need to do. They need to wash down and buy it back. Aggressively buy it back. We're coming into lunch though. Be careful if they start taking profit on Tesla here. Very, very steep trend here we've been in for the last, I don't know, since 11:20 or so. So you'd expect them to take some of these bulls out the game. And then the question is, do they buy it back up, or instead are they like, hey, we've done enough now? So if they buy it back up after a wash of 66s, maybe they trap more shorts in down here. If they don't buy it, obviously, if they're not going to force the momentum back upside, obviously we're not going to get to the IB high. We're going to leave that print up there. SPY and ES starting to come back down to where they broke out from. There's some wicks here on the spiders. If they fail this, we go back to view up on the spiders. How many times have we said that today? How many times have we said that today? Yeah. Who'd have guessed it, DPFTW? Who'd have guessed it? You knew it. You just knew it. We hit a high of 350 on the dot on Tesla. On the dot. To the penny. To the absolute penny. So here we go. Here's the pullback. I want to see how it acts underneath 65, really. If it doesn't act at all, then there's probably no trade. Got very close there. Some selling coming into the market now. So far, finding bid in front of value area high. They build out a new sort of flag here or something. It looks better. The way it's being built looks a bit better on the ES, I'd say now. But I still think we got a chance to go for IB high here. This is the type of move that I'm looking for. They can't refresh sell this into 83s though, which is what they're starting to do. Yeah, they're protecting 83s. We want to see it reclaim those 83s really. That transition 83.25s. Okay, here's the pull. Waiting to see if they react and how they react. The problem is now with 10 minutes to lunch. It's the worst thing about this. If they don't react here at all and we just keep driving lower, there's no way I'm buying it. Good reaction so far. Still early. Not ideal on VIX building out here. Building out a base here is not what you want to see on the VIX. Tesla starting to roll over a little bit back down towards its initial balance. Starting to cool this market off. Right, we keep saying the market's too reliant on 1, 2, 3 stocks right now. Meta 0.10% up, Amazon 0.31% down, Apple 0.15% down. We don't have good breadth, I would imagine. And Tesla hit that target of 350, now trading down at 347. Nvidia trading at 134. And Google trading at 166. Those are the drivers in the market today, those three stocks. Remember, Google's trading back up to where it failed from. Watching here closely if they find a bid for this sort of micro inverted head and shoulders / flag versus these levels here that I was talking about. So I was looking for a sweep of this, see if it builds something out in here for something like this up into here. If it can't do it, it can't do it. If we don't trade something it can't do. It's a good reaction here, but like I said, it's got to get through that sort of 83s. Why 83s? This little wick high here is where we sort of started to fail from, retested, failed from. This can retest, fail. Needs to trade through this, really. Tesla 47s now. This thing's just drifting back towards its IB. Unless we get a rotation into the other names, it's going to struggle to do much more. There it goes. It's trying. Watching this wick high now. Still protecting it. Seller's still at 400. Still no real rotation. Amazon's still down. Apple's still down. Can they break here? Or are they just going to slam this in everyone's face? Big levels. You can see it's big levels. There you go. No rotation. This is the problem. It's so reliant today on 3 stocks without the other ones playing ball. VIX still just basing out here. It's not what you want to see on the VIX. You want to see VIX failing 18s. And we're coming into lunch now as well. You're losing time. I'm not going to take this no matter what now. It's just lost. It's had a chance to do it and it's run out of time. And I would not be surprised to see some major profit taking into lunch if they want to do that as well. And we're still inside initial balance. I don't want to be buying high. I will only buy if bears are trapped. It's not proving to me that they're trapped. They trap them at the lows, but it's not retrap them up here. So ES, a very clean trader today by comparison. Yeah, and no news day as well. Although we had lots of news pre-market, but I think ES much nicer trader today. Very clear levels. Sweep, turn inside, held, base. If it can hold this, it can drive up. If it fails under here, we come back into this. It's so clean on the ES versus the NQ right now. Holding value area high for now. We can have another go at this. I'm not going to touch, even if it goes, I'm not touching it, folks. Not just before lunch. It just feels too risky. Like, if it goes, it goes. Fantastic. If you guys are going to trade it, I'm super happy for you if you're trading it. I want this to work out for you. Love this to rip faces and go all the way up to high of day for you. It's starting to do the move, but it's got to move higher for you. It's just, there's so much hesitation up here. Couple minutes left, and then I'm out of here. Not going to trade this afternoon either. Off playing pickleball today. There's not much to do. We're just consolidating at highs. We're in bullish consolidation until it proves otherwise. My feeling is you will need to see a bear trap to go higher. You will need to see a rotation into some other names for this to go higher. Do not get chopped up in the noise today. Like, play your levels. Play momentum when it's there. See money, take money because you're inside initial balance. Hold runners if it allows you to. That's all you can do on a day like today. After we get through Powell and PPI tomorrow, hopefully it gets a little bit easier. That guy's still at 400. 2 minutes left. Yes, is trying to find a bid. SPY is trying to find a bid. They're trying to do that move, but still failing to break out of the highs up here. If ES can get that break, then maybe it can get up towards IB high and pre-market high on the SPY. But again, look at Tesla coming back downside. Under 47s now. Trading back down to its initial balance. And the rotation into the other names has not happened yet. Apple still 0.25% down. Amazon 0.25% down. Meta basically flat. Nothing has changed here, folks. Too reliant on a very small amount of names in this market when the market is banging up against the daily Bollinger Band. All right, folks, that's me done. Finito, finished, out of here. Small green day, but we'll take it. Anytime we get 4 figures on a day like this, I will take it happily. Those in Discord, I'll pop in a little bit later. I am away towards the end of the day for some pickleball. Please be safe, use hard stops. I know there's no news, but, you know, one tweet, one post, you know the deal. It changes everything. And we go tomorrow. Tomorrow should be good. Backside of the week. We'll see where we open up tomorrow, where everything is, how we react to PPI, and we go from there. Love to see a bit of a pullback day tomorrow. It would be nice, especially if we can expand today and trap. But let's see. All right, peace and love, everyone. Use hard stops. You know the deal.